Hey up everybody and welcome back to the I'll Do Cycling YouTube channel, where today I'm going to be revealing the team which I will be taking into this year's Giro d'Italia. Well, it's pretty much the team which I'll be taking into it. There's one or two positions which I'm still a little bit uncertain about, but one position which has been fairly set in stone since the start has been Tadej Pogačar, and what do I need to explain about this? He is just, the sky's the limit really with Pogačar in this race, and I think that he's probably going to win it. I think he's going to get loads of points, and that's pretty much the reasoning for Pogačar. I think you could in theory make a more efficient team if you went without him and you tried to fill out the podium or like the top second through to fourth, but I'd rather have a more comfortable time viewing the race knowing that Pogačar's on my team every single time that he attacks. My second rider is Mari van Zevenont, and he's in here more out of necessity than desire, I must admit. Really just because of budgeting, I just needed to have an 8 credit rider in here, and I think that of the ones available, I liked him the best because he actually looked alright in the Ardennes. He was up there in Amstel and Liège. And I think that he's one of the only climbers on this Soudal Quickstep team alongside Hurt and Alaphilippe. So I think that Van Zevenot's got a decent shot of getting in the breakaway quite a few times, and maybe he could contest those opening 2 stages as well. The third position I've got Ben O'Connor because I think he could crack a podium in this race, and I don't think he'll be the most efficient rider. I don't think he'll probably hit the 100 points per credit kind of benchmark that I set, but I don't really know which of the GC riders will be doing that. There's G, Bardet, Taberi, Caruso. I'm not really sure if any of them will, so I'd rather just take O'Connor because he's looked really good this year. Decathlon have got a really strong team in this race as well, and I just think that O'Connor, the fact that he has been looking good this year, I just think that he's got a real good shot of finishing on the podium. My fourth rider and the other climber is Juanpe Lopez. He is actually one of the other riders who has been in this team pretty much the whole time. He won the Tour of the Alps, and I think that as one of the only climbers on the Lidl Trek team, he's bound to get in the breakaways, especially in that third week where he'll probably have lost quite a lot of time in the time trials, so therefore he'll have quite a lot of freedom. And I could go with Pellizzari, who is arguably the more kind of interesting pick in this position for the same price, but I think the fact that Juanpe dropped him fairly convincingly in Tour of the Alps just says to me that Juanpe was just in better form, so I'm going to go with him. My fifth rider and my sprinter is Jonathan Milan. They've got an insane lead out, and given that he's just been in incredible form this year, I just think that Milan is a really good pick. 12 credits. It was between him and a Rensman. There was a bit of a not in this category, but for kind of the same price, I could have gone with either of them. But I went with Milan because I just think that his scoring is more certain than a Rensman's. My sixth rider and my first unclassified rider is Mikel Bizkarra, based upon, I think he could get a couple of 100 points across those 2 time trials, and also the Poggi assist points in there as well. I think he could be creeping up towards 400 points, and maybe if he's let into a breakaway as well, he could be really good value for money. There are other riders which I'm considering in here, like Aurélien Paret-Peintre, Fortunato, Keplinger even, I'm considering him there, but I'm going with Bjerg for the meantime, but that is the one position which is really up for debate at the moment. My seventh rider is Simon Carr because he won that stage of Tour of the Alps and also the mountains classification there, and given that EF usually get in the breakaways, and also given that they don't have a big GC threat here, Carr looks like the best rider in their team to go into the breakaways, so I'm going to go with him. My eighth rider is Valentin Paret-Peintre. I'd went with him over Aurélien just because I think he looked better at Tour of the Alps. He was higher up in GC. I just think that he looks on a different level this year than he was compared to last year. And I think that Decathlon, with a KGGC fighter, bound to be sending riders into the breakaway. And I think that Valentin Paret-Peintre could certainly be doing that. And then my final rider, my wildcard, is Laurens Piffy. It is between him and Lipovitz in this position, I must admit, so if you've got a take as to which one you think will do better, put that in the comments section because that would really help me out. But I've gone with Piffy because he's a bit like Milan. He's going to be doing well on most of the sprints, and especially on the ones which are a little bit tougher. So I think that Piffy is a really good option. At 8 credits, I think that's a really good value. So Hopefully he'll be getting somewhere around 800 points, so that'll be really worthwhile. So this is my team of 9 riders that I'm taking in there. You know, a couple of positions up for debate, but this team is largely set in stone. So let me know in the comment section what your kind of finalised team is, or even if your team is finalised at this point. And yeah, let me know on the Piffy versus Lipowitz debate. I'm still kind of undecided as to whether to go with the Piffy for the sprints or Lipowitz as a very outside GC option. Feels a little bit more risky, but Lipowitz could have a little bit more of an upside. I definitely think he could crack 1,000 and be like Felix Gall from last year in the Tour. But yeah, let me know what you're thinking in the comment section down below, and all that is left to say is to stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao.